been in level 200 for a long time. I can think UTAG would not really stretch it that much, and government will respond to them so that we would the academic calendar will be back on track.
Meanwhile, the National Labour Commission says it will be engaging government and UTAG to resolve the impasse.
Once there's a strike, it means there's an issue. If there's an issue, it must be settled between the parties. So that is what we proceed to do.
Go and bring the trophy home. President Akufo-Addo's message to the Black Stars as they prepare to take on Morocco in the ongoing AFCON 2021.
The Ghanaian people demand nothing short of ultimate glory.
We'll get to hear from the captain of the team, who says they will fight till the very end.
It's not going to be easy for us, but it's not also going to be easy for the opponents. So we are going to go to the end, and at the end we'll see what will come out of it.
We have that and more in this afternoon's edition of the Midday News with me, Emefa Apau. Many thanks for choosing us. We are your home of independent, fearless and credible journalism. We settle for the details. And our very first story for this afternoon, 8 farmers captured in the latest Joy News Hotline documentary using children as laborers on their farms have been arrested. A joint team of police and cocoa board intelligence officials effected an arrest after an operation aimed at bringing all those involved to book. The documentary, titled Children in Cocoa Labor, reviews how traffickers rented out children, including 10-year-olds, to cocoa farms for as little as 800 cedis to work for a full year, weeding and carrying cocoa beans. Musa Kwabena, one of the figures in the syndicate operating at Eluokrom in the Western North region, has been speaking to us on it. And in the following excerpt, he reviews to investigative journalist Kwete Nate how he changes the identities of his victims to outwit security as he transports them to communities of service.
One trafficker who is responsible for the presence of many of these children in Eluokrom is Musa Kwabena. He says he entices the parents of these children to gain custody of them with the promise of exciting returns.
I give the mother of these trafficked children 100 cedis and give same amount to their father.
He has a network of traffickers in the northern part of Ghana, specifically Chereponi. They help him identify families with vulnerable children.
When I am transporting the children, I first negotiate with the security officials at the border points. The process is all about giving them money to bribe the officials. I give them 200 cedis.
200. In case say akolaka ho ade na obeka trom ana en meka 200 cedis na ode bema omon. Okay.
I bribe the police at the Ghana and Togo entry points to facilitate the transportation of the children. I forged the national identity cards of these children in order to outwit the officials.
He told the investigative team he would charge 5,000 Ghana cedis to traffic at least 10 children for us. Our cover story was that we needed children to work on cocoa farms urgently. He revealed one of the approaches he adopts to outwit the security officers is to forge the national identity of these children.
25,000 say en kolado do say na obet me diaba.
Okay, en kolande o say dia look say o say igma use say dia met mania by 6.
The 5,000 cedis you are demanding for service, I would like to know how many children you are recruiting for that amount. I can recruit 6 or 7 children.
These costs increase the number of years these children spent working on cocoa farms at Eluokrom. Rashida was trafficked from Chereponi by Musa. She was in class 6 at a basic school in Chereponi.
I have not been here for long. I have not served a year yet. I was here earlier. I spent 4 years serving my old master. What did Musa tell your parents before bringing you? The negotiation was between my parents and Musa.
Working long hours is not new to Rashida. She says she has served 4 years already under her old master. She was just 11. She is now serving for 1,000 Ghana cedis, which will be paid to her parents. There is no intention of her master sending her to school.
Would you love to return to the classroom? I was schooling in Tripoli, but I ceased my education when I was brought here.
Another girl the investigative team came across is Maimuna. She's serving 4 years for an amount of 1,200 Ghana cedis. She was also brought from Tripoli by the same Musa. When she isn't hawking on the streets of Eluokrum, she assists with weeding on the cocoa farms.
Where are you from? Tripoli. How long will you be here? I'll be here for 4 years. When were you brought here? I was brought in here in April. What were you brought in here for? I was told I was being brought here to work. What do you do when they take you to the cocoa farm? We weed the farm and crack cocoa pods as well.
She says her sibling is also serving with another master at Eluokrum. She's working for a lesser wage of 1,000 Ghana cedis.
12 million. 12 million, yeah, 1,002.
Excerpts of that documentary, Children in Cocoa Labor, is the latest Hot Night documentary. Will be aired this evening at 8:30 p.m. on the Joy News channel. We're going to hear from spokesperson for Cocoa Board, Fifi Boafo, who says the company is opposed to children working on cocoa farms and will do everything to protect them.
Yes, that has been done. In Western North, for example, in a look room, maybe the chief executive is unaware, but one of the farmers has been picked up. The police is currently taking the person through the process. In Ashanti region, a number of arrests have been effected, and then they are also going through the process. We do not subscribe to this. Anytime we see anyone engaged in this act, we will ensure that we'll deal with it. And immediately this was brought to our attention, we have reported to the police and it effected an arrest.
So one person arrested in a local room in Bia West.
7 in Ashanti. Cocoa Board is against any form of child labor in cocoa farms, and we do not encourage that. Indeed, they are undertaking a number of programs and interventions aimed at ensuring that we do not have any form of child labor in cocoa, because it does not help with the sustainability of the cocoa industry. So we are opposed to it.
That's Fifi Boafo, spokesperson for Cocoa Board. They're speaking to Winston Amwa, Super Morning Show host. Now, DCE for Bia West, Bernard Blaze, says he has detailed the Social Welfare Department to investigate and establish the number of children working on these cocoa farms.
Friday was a holiday. Today, I have to engage. As I speak to you, I have my Social Welfare Department ready. I'll have to refer this to them to take it up and do a lot of research into this. Once that we have a local max example, we'll have to use that one to call within the district and find out. Because it's sad about these things that are happening. Cocoa is good, it's helping the nation. We can't deny children that are supposed to be in school for their future to engage in that thing.
Okay. Now, let's do a thing or two here. You, as District Chief Executive, you're head of the District Security Council.
Yeah.
The security of your people is very paramount to you. Since your assumption of office, have you paid attention to these cocoa farms?
Yeah, I have.
Have you paid attention to those who work on the cocoa farms?
I see, Bia West is noted for cocoa. There are, that is in twofold. The other side of the district, that the cocoa affected and the government is doing rehabilitation, that side has gotten my focus more. The other side, that have the cocoa, I have visited some communities. But honestly, I have not gone to the farm to check the kind of labor that they use in getting the yields out there.
DC for Bia West, Bernard Blay. You want to catch the whole latest Joy News Hotline documentary put together by Kwete Nate on the Joy News channel is Children in Cocoa Labor. It's at 8:30 p.m. this evening, also on all our social media platforms. Now, the academic calendar of the country's public tertiary institutions is on the verge of derailment as university teachers begin a nationwide strike today. University Teachers Association of Ghana, UTAG, is unhappy about government's handling of conditions of service for its members and will stay out of the lecture halls indefinitely. The teachers reluctantly called off a similar strike over same demands last year on condition that their concerns will be addressed. UTAG is demanding payment of realistic research allowance as well as a restoration of members to a 2013 agreed basic salary level. We can hear members of UTAG communication team, Professor Ransford Jampo and Dr. Samuel Bwedi Kusi.
We are open to dialoguing, and we have always said that we are really not interested in going on strike. No, that is not what we dream of, because at the end of the day, it's a deferred work. We'll come back and we'll have to do the same work which we have deferred.
Right.
And so we are looking for a quick resolution, and therefore my plea to the employer will be that let us quickly rally around and have an honest conversation with the challenges that has arisen out us even after we signed the previous MOA, why we still have outstanding payments to be made, even though those payments were supposed to have been done before 2021 ended. If we're able to be very transparent and honest about these things, I'm sure that minds will come to the table and we will be able to have a quick resolution to this. And I'm sure once the national leadership is convinced about whatever has been said around the table, we are ready and willing to return to work.
It is the Machiavellian tactics and the use of cunning ways, lies and deceits that sometimes even cause anger among our constituents, and they give directives as to what we should do.
Right.
When we said we were going to go on strike, we didn't hear anything. They waited about 3 days to the time. They said, oh, please come and let us do a presentation of the labor market survey results to you. We had already written to them that if you say you are conducting a labor market survey and you are done, give us a report. We are intellectuals. We have the mental capacity to be able to read and to digest and to understand. They told us, no, we won't give you the report. Then when we said we are going to go on strike, they said, oh, tomorrow come and we'll do a presentation for you to appreciate what is in there. And these are all part of the Machiavellian strategies that they have over the years deployed against teachers.
You heard that Professor Ransford Jampo and then Dr. Samuel Bwedi Kusi. They are members of UTAG communication team. Let's do a snap check of the situation or the impact of the strike on a number of campuses. And my colleague Manuel Kranting is standing by from the University of Ghana, Legon campus. Many thanks for your company, Manuel. So what's the situation or what's happening at the campus where you are?
Well, so MFR, the academic calendar of the University of Ghana essentially is starting today. So students are beginning to arrive from all levels, from level 100 all through level 400. The academic work proper is supposed to start on Monday, January 17. That is when the teachers are expected, or the lecturers are expected to be in the classrooms and begin teaching. For now, gleaning from what happened when COVID-19 struck and the academic calendar was disrupted, then a lot of the students had to cram in a lot of the course content within a short period of time. They say they do not want to relive the experience of having the academic calendar disrupted. They want government to deal with the issues of UTAG so they can return to class next week.
So we really want the lecturers to come around this week or next week to start our academics year. During the pandemic, we were given a short period to study a lot of stuff. We wouldn't want that to happen again. Okay. So.
We weren't expecting something like this to happen at this particular point in time, because
as I speak to you, I'm currently embarking on my project. I've started the first part, and as we speak, because of this strike, when I speak to my supervisors, they say they are on strike officially today. So from today going, I cannot speak to them and get informations and outcomes to whatever I'm doing. So I'm yet to start the lab work. I actually did a field trip, so I'm yet to start with the lab work. The lecturers going on strike at this particular point in time, for me in the sciences, is a very unfortunate news for us.
Yeah, and it's good.
Maybe this may last for at least maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and this means that we may have to rearrange the whole academic semester, and this pushes the whole graduation, my graduation, my into somewhere after October and November.
We've been in level 200 for a long time. I can say almost a year, and we're expecting to move to level 300 so that we will be able to quicken and move on to 400. Then by next year we'll complete. So we're already doing our plans already, and this has come. I'm hoping that the UTAG would not really stretch it that much, and government will respond to them so that we will the academic calendar will be back on track.
Students of the University of Ghana. Well, let's check on the University of Cape Coast, and Richard Kujonyako is our correspondent, joins us on the line. Richard, so lectures are yet to officially commence, but students must be worried about the situation.
Yes, indeed, it is true. They are worried. In fact, there seems to be some easiness. They do not know when the lecturers would be resuming or when they are starting lecturing. And some of them are yet to come. For the continuing students, they will be coming this weekend. But for the freshers, they were here this weekend. They are going about the orientation and registration and all of that. But all that you speak to the continuing students to be saying is that they want the matter resolved amicably so that they can resume lecture.
That's Richard Kujonyako on the situation at the University of Cape Coast campus. Well, government has assured relevant ministries will be engaging UTAG this week to resolve the matter. Kojo Nkrumah is Information Minister.
At the moment, I think it's still work in progress. Some industrial actions have been announced. There are rules that govern the conditions under which you can announce industrial action, whether you can use industrial action as a bargaining chip at the table or not, or whether you have to exhaust the processes. My understanding is that the employment minister and his associates are very much on top of it and are assisting the frontline ministries like education, etc., to try and find that fine balance between demand and supply. And our hope is that they will be successful sooner than later. But I think the reality also is that usually when a government is done with its first term, you see a lot of attempts to whip up labor angst from various parts of the body politic. Our hope is that that is not what is happening in this instance, and that the legitimate concerns that are being raised by these labor unions can be addressed as soon as possible.
Information Minister Kojo Nkrumah. We know the National Labour Commission has been engaging UTAG in times past to avert industrial actions like this, but Executive Secretary Ofusua Samoa has been explaining what the Commission intends to do to get the lecturers back in the lecture halls.
When there's a strike, it means there's an issue. If there's an issue, it must be settled between the parties. So that is what we proceed to do. When parties are unable to agree, we bring in a mediator or we subject to arbitration. So one of these forms of settlement.
Well, the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission, meanwhile, says UTAG's action could negatively affect ongoing discussions. El Ankra is spokesperson.
Indeed, at the beginning of negotiations, we signed some rules of engagement. Those rules of engagement state that when you have a grievance, when the negotiation is not going the way in which you want it to go, there are processes you have to follow. You have to go to the Labour Commission, go through arbitration or mediation and certain levels, and then we will come to a conclusion. Strike is the very, very last resort, but we have not exhausted. UTAG has not exhausted all those processes. So, as I said, I can't say what government's position will be at the moment because we are yet to meet to decide on that. But the usual process is it will end up at the Labour Commission, and the Labour Commission will ask them to call up the strike, and we'll get back to the table.
Elankrai, spokesperson for the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission. This is the Midday News here on Joy 99.7 FM. We are also live on myjoyonline.com and over 30 affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions. Our top story: joint team of police and Cocoa Board intelligence team arrests 8 farmers cited in Joy News' latest Hotline documentary, in which children are rented for as little as 8 Ghana cedis to work on cocoa farms in parts of the country. Still to come, we go and bring the trophy home. President Akufo-Addo's message to the Black Stars as they take on Morocco later this afternoon in our quest to win the AFCON 2021.
The Ghanaian people demand nothing short of ultimate glory.
We hear from captain of the team, who says they will fight till the very end.
It's not going to be easy for us, but it's not also going to be easy for the opponents. So we are going to go to the end, and at the end we'll see what will come out of it.
And much later in Showbiz, we'll talk and find out what happened to Majid Michel's voice. I'm sure you've been wondering. Please stay with us.
It's better like this. I mean, the mic is close to my mouth. I talk like Michael Jackson. Is there anything wrong with your voice? No, nothing. How do I sound? Hey!
What brings you to my house this early morning? I hope all is well.
All is never well with me, Nick Bakbo. After paying 3 times for the land for my project, the construction workers are now giving me wahala. From material overestimation to small stealing. I am tired.
I told you so, Efokoku.
It's all because you are trying to become builders when you're corporate workers and business people. Edlum has products tailored to meet your needs. Villas 3 at Amrahia, where there are finished homes. Conveniente, also at Amrahia, where it's contemporary but super affordable apartments. Prices start from $35,000. And the Avant-Garde, located in Adrigano, which has sleek luxury apartments. For more information, please visit edlumhousing.com or simply call 0270-166-166. Edlum Housing, where spacious homes cost less.
Many thanks for your company and staying with us here on the Midday News on Joy 99.7 FM. And Ghana's quest for the 5th AFCON 2021 title is on.
The Ghanaian people demand nothing short of ultimate glory from the stars. The pressure to succeed is understandably high because of our status as 4-time winners, and also because it has been 40 long years since we last lifted the trophy. The target for you, naturally, is to bring the cup home.
And bring the cup home we will. That's President Akufo-Addo's message to the Black Stars as we begin the AFCON 2021 campaign, as we take on and demolish Morocco later this afternoon. Let me bring in George Addo Jr. He's with Gary L. Smith in Yaoundé. They're bringing us a live commentary like none other later this afternoon here on Joy 99.7 FM. George, what's the situation in Yaoundé? Are we ready to demolish Morocco?
I can't really answer the question whether we are ready to demolish Morocco. I'd say that we are ready to put on a show. The Black Stars have told us they are here to surprise the world. I don't remember the last time we went for an Africa Cup of Nations where low expectations were this loud. All across the country, many are not sure what to expect from the Black Stars because this is a relatively new team that we're putting together. They've not had enough time following the release of players, the late release of players. Plus, the game against Algeria did not even inspire any confidence. So it's all about coming down and getting the job done. Coach Miliband Raiva said at a press conference, nobody has called Ghana favorites and they're happy with the attack. They're here to come and prove everyone wrong. So I can promise a big fight between Ghana, who last won the competition in 1982 and are 4-time champions of that. But also, the Moroccan journalists have reminded me that the last time they won the Africa Cup of Nations as well was in 1976, and they're looking for only their second. They say they're hungrier than us. We'll see how it goes.
And we're expecting the lineup later this afternoon, but do we have any hints of how it's going to look like?
A little bit of a hint, because yesterday we saw the team training. It's a hint that still makes it even more ambiguous. I can be sure that Jojo Wallacott is going to start in the goalpost. I think that Daniel Amate is going to end up playing a centre-back today with either Jonathan Mensah or, Jiku. Then at right back, I think we have Andy Adam. At left back, we have Baba Rahman. In the midfield, Thomas Partey is definitely a starter. Baba Idrisu may be there. Mubarak Okrasu, because of experience, can find himself in it. On the right-hand side could be Fatai Sahako or Jordan Ayew. On the left-hand side could be Joseph Pencil or the young man, Kamaldeen Suleiman, everybody has spoken about. Didi Ayew would definitely be in the mix up front. And Jordan Ayew, one of the strikers, will be giving an opportunity. This is what it looks like. It's skeletal in nature, but a little bit of an idea of what the coach is trying to do. We'll get some more news as it comes in then.
George Addo Jr. And with that lineup, I think we have a solid team, Charlie. Solid team, solid Black Stars team. But it doesn't look like the euphoria is as high as we expect. Mufta, what's happening?
Well, in certain quarters of the country, there are people who are relying on the anything to work for the country, because many have said that in football, anything can happen. So if anything is a possibility, they are believing that the Black Stars can go all the way to winning the trophy. And if you go to certain parts of the country too, expectations are as low as the belly of a snake, because they don't.
What do you expect?
They've been
wearing your
disappointed
Black Stars
countless
jersey.
times. They don't want to be disappointed once again. So just maybe they don't want to invest so much emotions. But when the team starts picking points, maybe the atmosphere will finally descend. Yes.
We'll see. But we know we are bringing the trophy home this year.
It's a possibility.
So, yeah.
It's a possibility.
Yeah, we're hopeful. Thank you. So we are bringing commentary at 4 p.m.
Yes, we will have a live commentary.
Okay, we can't miss it. George Addo Jr., Gary Alsmith. We have another game at 1 p.m. You can also catch it here on Joy 99.7 FM. And the South African is with me in the studio. And I know that sour grapes is still high. But you are Ghanaian at heart. But let's do showbiz.
Let's do showbiz. And we're talking about Majid Mashal, renowned actor. And he's been talking about his voice. You know, a lot of people have been wondering what has changed, what is happening with his voice, and this is what he had to say on Joy FM.
A reason is Jesus.
Yes.
Yeah.
How do I sound? I have a very
Are you acting now?
Voice, and I'm just trying to chill with Fifi. So
really,
I use the falsetto. It's just a bit calm.
I see.
The studio. You don't want to hear all the echo and the loudness and all of it. You want me to use his voice.
But yeah, really?
Yeah, it's better.
So this is your interview voice for me?
It's better like this. I mean, the mic is close to my mouth. I talk like Michael Jackson. Oh, please.
Is there anything wrong with your voice?
No, nothing. How do I sound? Hey!
MFM, let's go to Twitter. Trending number 1 is hashtag AFCON 2021. And number 2 is hashtag Team Ghana. And it's trending with the Black Stars.
Yeah.
People are very excited. Another person who's very excited is the captain of the Black Stars, Dede.
It is the best tournament in Africa and the biggest tournament in Africa, which we should acknowledge and respect. These guys have the opportunity to prove themselves in front of the world, not just Africa. My teammates are guys which have great talent. Some are very young, but the talent is so. But it's not going to be easy for us, but it's not also going to be easy for the opponents. So we are going to go to the end, and at the end we'll see what will come out of it.
And that's Black Stars captain Dede Ayew, Andre Dede Ayew, and he's going for the gold for Ghana. And you need to support the Black Stars. It's a good time to do so. Let's bring back the love, and hopefully we get our 5th AFCON title. And that's it for the Midday News here on Joy 99.7 FM. On myjoyonline.com, stories making the headlines. Family of 6 perish in accident after vehicle plunged into a stream. Also, COP Tiwa Adudankwa takes office as EOCO boss today. UTAG begins strike today, amongst others. And Guta excited about halt on reversal of benchmark discounts. That's and more on myjoyonline.com. I am Emefa Apau. Living Word with Pastor Mensa Otabil is up next. Have a good afternoon.
Business a bit news to say. So the projections from the first quarter show a higher total gross profit for the fiscal year. A bit me a kasa saying,
Nana, goods not land you. He did the port right.